to be the dugout would be packed. They'd call up 8 guys. They don't do that anymore. 2 call-ups. And 120 guys in the minor league system. I mean, that seems like plenty. I mean, in the NFL, you bring 85 to camp, you boil it down to 53. That's all you got under contract is 53. You don't have another 16 or 20 minor leaguers that are playing in the XFL and the USFL. Maybe you should. They don't have that. The NFL doesn't have a system of minor leagues. Maybe they should. Like college football. Now, with no antitrust exemption, one thing you could see is like an alternative league. You know, I mean, you never see that. You don't see an XBL, you know, or some USBL, some, you know, different United States Baseball League. You don't see that in baseball. Nobody starts a new league in baseball. Could someone start a new league with a 90-second or a 90-game schedule and 7-inning games and a pitch clock, you know, different rules, 3 balls and 2 strikes? I mean, would anyone watch that? Would you watch? No, because baseball is unique with its tradition and its structure, in my opinion. And by the way, just when we thought that the ghost runner in extra innings was dead in baseball, apparently the players want it. So we are going to get it. It may not be until the 11th or 12th inning, though. I mean, I still don't like it. And I'll be honest with you, I don't get how hard it seems to be for players to get that guy and, you know, bunt him over, sack him in. Why is that so difficult? Bunt him over, sack him in. Fundamental baseball. That guy should score 90% of the time. And on the other side, why don't you intentionally walk the first guy? I mean, think about it. Yeah, I know you don't want to give up more run, but why not intentionally walk the first guy and set up the double play? Walk the first guy, set up the double play. Third to second, second to first, set up the double play. I don't know. Just wondering. And speaking of new leagues, something called the TTBL, Triple Threat Basketball League, has come to North Alabama. And there's a new professional team called the Madison County Mambas. Yeah, Mambas. Set to begin play this spring. John and April Hogan of Harvest are the owners of this team, and John is going to explain to us what this team is all about at the top of the 11. Mambas, right? Like Kobe Bryant, and the team's colors are purple and gold. They're Lakers colors. My guess is that John is a big Laker fan. I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say that. Now, he didn't name them the Madison County LeBrons. He named them the Mambas. By the way, speaking of basketball, good God. I mean, Trae Young still owns the Knicks. Did you see Trae Young with that sick crossover move late in the game, in the Hawks game? I think Taj Gibson was on him. He broke his ankles with a crossover move and then pointed at, like, what the hell are you doing covering me? In the Hawks 117-111 win on his way to 45 points. I mean, nobody has owned the Knicks like this since Reggie Miller. Dude loves going and playing against the Knicks. Atlanta now at 500, by the way, with 10 games to go in the season. They're going to be in that play-in tournament. They're going to be in that play-in thing. And the Titans have replaced one aging wide receiver, Julio Jones, with another, Robert Woods. Comes over from the Rams for a 6th-round draft pick. Woods coming off an ACL injury that happened in November in practice. It happened the day after the Rams signed Odell Beckham Jr. Remember that? We're like, where the hell is he going to play? Robert Woods is out for the season. Oh, okay. Dude's played 9 seasons in the league, 35 touchdowns, over 7,000 yards receiving. Is this Robert Woods better than that Julio Jones? Well, he's cheaper, that's for sure. Keep in mind, Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham Jr. are still on the street. I mean, think about that. They're still on the street. Those of you looking for receivers. And it's just Baker Mayfield. Maybe Baker Mayfield, Jarvis Landry, and Odell Beckham Jr. could all get together on some team. I don't know, in the fan-controlled, maybe the USFL or something. I don't know. Over in there in the little glass room, playing the Platters Up Matter and the Stacks of Wax and answering the phones, keeping us on the air. Stoked for Trae Young's crossover. It's Coach Chris.
Who in the blue hell are you? What is your name? It doesn't matter what your name is.
I'm the producer of this show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I put this thing together out of spit and polish.
I think this is one of the traits of a really good producer. Keep the talent happy.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew. Now, Tom. Hey, Tom.
Testosterone high today. Testosterone, whatever the f*** it is.
It really doesn't matter what you think. All right? It really doesn't matter what you say.
Any of you play sports?
Grizz wants me to get hammered during the show. A hottie toddy, huh, Grizz? You think that will help this pipe of mine? What is it? It's lemon juice.
And lemon juice, honey,
whiskey,
or whatever bourbon that you'd like. And
bourbon.
It's kind of like heated up.
And you heat it all up. Do you heat it up after you put it all together and then you heat it?
I mean, you would like mix it and then you would put it in the mic. Yeah, you just throw it in the microwave.
You put it in whiskey in a microwave?
I think so.
Wouldn't it explode?
I just heat it up for a little bit. You'd be fine.
Like 10 seconds, 20 seconds?
Yeah.
Should I do this during the show? What do I got to hammer during the show?
I don't know.
Like the Phillip or something. You know what I mean? I'd be like,
I don't approve of drinking on the job, but for sure, no. If it's I've always been told that. So I mean, that's been years working in restaurants, to be honest with you.
I bet the porch dog does that. I mean, yesterday, I hated that we hadn't heard from the porch dog in forever, and he was giving us an update on Underdogs. I sound like I've been having a hottie toddy already. He was giving us an update on Underdog, and I couldn't hear him. His phone kept breaking up, and it kind of sucked because he's a good caller.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a good regular caller. I always get confused with those guys. I don't know which one.
Good pool player too.
He's a good pool player.
Yeah.
I always forget which one's a Tennessee fan and which one is the Alabama fan. You know what I mean? One is a Tennessee fan, and one is an Alabama fan. So I'm not sure which is which. I forget, but in any event.
Not only was that crossover last night amazing, but that throw, that grenade chunk at the end of the first quarter by Bogdanovich to Trae Young was just sick. I mean, he just chunked it, threw it across the court for an easy layup, and then they were within two.
Are you going to be able to keep him in Atlanta? Is he a guy that has to go? Because Trae Young would be a superstar by now. If he was in Los Angeles or New York or Brooklyn or one of the more glamorous teams, he's a superstar. Can they get anything to help him and keep him, or is he gonzo? Is he going to be Anthony Davis?
I think he should. If it doesn't get better for him, he should go on to greener pastures if it is, because he needs someone to compliment him. He needs another star to compliment him. He's like the Steph Currys of the world, where it's like, if you go look at the Warriors, when it's just Steph Curry, they're not very good. When it's just Trae Young, they're not very good. And when you don't have Bogdanovich, you don't have Gallinari, you don't have other key pieces to kind of help him, John Collins as well, who doesn't play defense to save his life. That's another issue with Trae Young, though, too, is he's like Steph Curry. He doesn't play very good defense. And he's a great shooter, great scorer, everything like that, great facilitator, but he's a terrible defender. And the issue with Atlanta, I think, is like you can't get guys to go play there. Like, seeing Giannis stay in Milwaukee after winning,
he's different though. He's a different animal.
Exactly.
A foreigner.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He's a Euro. He's a Greek.
But he loves it state.
That's a big but that's a big difference. These guys like that are like that, like Doncic and the Greek Freak. Those guys are different. They're wired differently. They're just so happy to be here and happy to be playing in the U.S. and happy to be in America. They're like that. The American kids aren't like that. The American kids want that. They want that star. You need to be a star.
Well, and that's the thing about Atlanta that kind of sucks is like you can get someone to go and play with Doncic and Giannis, because they're those types of players. With Trae Young, it's like, and especially with it being Atlanta, You have to get someone to want to come to Atlanta, and that's the problem. Even like football this year, there's a few key pieces that Atlanta's signing this year that are from Georgia, but they're not very good.
No,
and
people,
you need,
it's
like,
not
you need
Atlanta, though. Atlanta's a destination. Atlanta's a good place to be. But I don't think that it has to do with Atlanta. They have no history, the Hawks. They've never been in a championship. They've never won a championship. They
I
got
get
nothing.
that.
You know what I mean? They got Dominique Wilkins, and that's it. And it's really a great basketball town as well. You know, Whitey hit the text window. The things Saban says, anyone that wanted to could say those things. There's nothing profound there. Try to control yourself.
Get the right guys on the bus, get them in the right seats, and get the wrong guys off the bus.
He's not. No.
What?
I
knew exactly what he meant by that.
He's not the things Saban says are not things that anybody says. Saban, he has these. Yes, a lot of coaches have these little terms and things that they do, but Saban, when he's saying something like that, it's so profound.
Yeah,
it's simple, but profound.
You have to break it down further. You know what I mean? You have to really understand what he's trying to get out of you to understand what he's saying and trying to get out of his players.
But he's given us so many great.
It's like taking poison, like rat poison.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean, he said so many things that are really significant, and you say that anybody could say it, and other coaches say stuff, but not coaches who are the greatest of
Nick Saban. Probably the greatest coach in the history of college football.
Matt, you preach, Stephen A. Preach.
So I guess Bill Belichick's the other way, where he just gives you limited. He gives you limited information,
at least to the public.
You know, when you're arrogant, makes you complacent and creates a blatant disregard for doing things right.
Yeah, there you go.
Makes sense.
When you're arrogant, it makes you complacent and gives you a blatant disregard for doing things right.
Makes sense.
Doesn't it? I mean, but I'm saying he said it.
Yeah,
He's the one that said, just like he said, ordinary people, or what did he say? High achievers don't like ordinary people, and ordinary people don't like high achievers, or something like that. No, Whitey. Come on, Whitey. If he was a 500 coach, most people would make fun of him for those things. He's not a 500 coach. That's the point.
Nick Saban. Probably the greatest coach in the history of college football.
That's why they don't make. That's part of the reason why he's the greatest coach in the world is because of the simplicity of that. His players love him. They love him.
Everybody trusts their family, but nobody knows where Uncle Tommy's been either.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows where Uncle Tommy's been. Everybody trusts their family, but nobody knows where Uncle Tommy has been if he was a 500 coach. Come on, Whitey!
I'd love to see some of you do a little bit of research and figure it out.
Come on, Whitey!
It'd really do my heart good.
Not a 500 coach. He's an 800 coach. All right, we got to get a break. If it was up to Whitey,
Because if it was up to you, we're 6 foot under already. Gone.
I mean, if it was up to Whitey,
I'm trying to be nice about it, too.
Let's get a break. When we come back, Kerry's Corner. Josh Kerry. We'll talk some country hardball with him next, right here on the Thom Abraham
Nick
Show.
Saban.
You tell him.
Probably the greatest coach in the history of college football.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
The Sweet 16 underway tomorrow night. Arkansas, a 9-point underdog against Gonzaga. Michigan +5 against Villanova. Texas Tech, a 1-point favorite over Duke. And Houston, a 1.5-point dog against Arizona. Then Friday, 15 15th-seeded St. Peter's, a 12.5-point underdog facing Purdue. Kansas favored by 7.5 over Providence. North Carolina plus 2.5 against UCLA, and Iowa State a 2.5-point underdog against Miami. Valspar Championship winner Sam Burns has withdrawn from this week's WGC Dell Technologies match play. Top-ranked John Rahm, along with Justin Thomas, at the top of the odds board at plus 1,200, followed by Colin Morikawa, Scotty Scheffler, and Victor Hovland at plus 1,600.
I'm Trey Westerberg, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Perfect deal to make you look like a hero. How about a room at the Cliffside Lodge at Gunnersville State Park and a $30 voucher to the Pinecrest Dining Room for just $95? That's a $190 value, but there's only a limited number of these deals available. So you need to get to WZZNhalfoffdeal.com to make your purchase today. That's WZZNhalfoffdeal.com, or get the link at all our social media sites.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
I love overpriced stuff. Avocados, designer t-shirts, artisanal water. That's why I get my internet from the other guys. Paying more for the same stuff. What could be better?
Wow is better. For just $19.99 a month, we give you the super fast, extra reliable internet you need. Act now before this deal is gone. Internet 100 for just $19.99 a month. Plus, learn how to get up to $300 on us. Sign up at Huawei.com. Wow. Limited to new customers with auto pay and paperless billing. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Offer subject to change. Restrictions and terms apply.
Hi, everybody. Eli Gold here. Right now, indoor air quality occupies top-of-mind awareness for families and business owners. Rick Smith and the trusted professionals at Environmental Comfort Systems can take care of your indoor air quality concerns with their state-of-the-art indoor air quality solutions. Environmental Comfort's indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of airborne contaminants so you and your family can breathe clean, fresh air. If anyone in your family suffers from allergies, or if you just want the security of knowing the air you breathe inside your home is free from viruses, bacteria, pet dander, dust, and odors, Environmental Comfort Systems are the professionals to call. Environmental Comfort also carries state-of-the-art, high-efficiency comfort systems that increase home comfort, keep humidity in check, and help you save money on your energy bills. Give my friend Rick a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and breathe cleaner air today. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Rain comes to an end across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee by the time we get to the lunch hour. Maybe a couple of peaks of sunshine through the later part of the afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the low and mid-60s, dropping into the lower 40s as we head into the overnight. A partly sunny sky for your Thursday. Temperatures climbing into the low and mid-60s once again, and then dropping into the lower 40s as we head into the overnight. A partly sunny sky for your Friday. An isolated shower is possible, most of us going to stay dry. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Local sports is covered right here.
Well, appreciate what you guys do for sports, but also for high school sports and taking time to talk to us. That means a lot, and appreciate what you guys do, and appreciate you having us on.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
We're talking baseball. Klazuski, Campanella talking baseball. The man and Bobby Fella, the Scooter, the Barber, and the Nuke. They knew them all from Boston to Dubuque, especially Willie, Mickey, and the Duke. Well, Casey was winning, Hank Aaron was beginning, one Robbie going out, one coming in.
Segment of the Thom Abraham Show is brought to you by North Alabama Mortgage, and of course at North Alabama Mortgage, Brian Amaker and his team ready to get you into just the right mortgage, deal, whether it's a conventional, a VA, an FHA, or a USDA loan. They can get you into the right product for you, whether it's a purchase or a refinance. You can go a cash-out refinance available right now with home values being so high for home renovations or college expenses, wedding expenses, whatever it is that you've got coming up. They can help you out with that. And, they treat their clients like family. I feel like I'm a family member. That's how they've treated me, like family. There's no doubt about it. Brian Hammaker's a huge heart. Huge heart. Maybe sometimes to his detriment. I don't know. He's got a huge heart, though. And he is a great, great guy. They are VA specialists. They work very hard for our veterans. And, because I am over the border in Tennessee, I dealt with another one of their agents here in Tennessee while dealing with Brian Hammaker. And it was absolutely tremendous. It was so easy. The process was outstanding. They're just great. All right, we are awaiting Josh Carey to talk baseball. So we may not talk baseball here for a minute. But we have got a couple of other things that we can get into, including opening up the phone lines. I'm going to get into some football stuff. We haven't had a USFL update in a minute. They've announced their rules, all of their new rules. We're going to go over that and see, very traditional, but some things that are extremely unique to the USFL. And we'll go over that together here in just a moment. But, I got to say, you were talking about Atlanta, all right, and whether or not Atlanta, a couple of things here.
Yeah.
Apparently the Falcons just gave away Matt Ryan.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
To do him a favor. They just gave him away to do him a favor. According to GM Terry Fontenot, he said, quote, "It was more important to us to do right by Matt than to try and maximize compensation." He told us to The Athletic. Quote, "We could have probably traded Matt to somewhere he didn't want to go and gotten more, but we said if we're going to do this and go down this road, we want to do right by Matt." Close quote. No. I mean, yes, that's good that you wanted to do right by him.
Yeah.
But you gave away one of the most, if not the most beloved player in the history of your organization.
Yeah.
For less than what you could have gotten for him.
Pro's pro.
Because for Matt, your responsibility is to get this organization turned around, to get him out of the muck and mire of being a 500 or just under 500 type of organization. If you're going to trade Matt Ryan, you need to try and get rid of some of the $40 million worth of dead cap space, and you need to get the absolute most for him. It's not like, you know what, it's time to move on. Otherwise, why the hell are you moving on from him? So that you can get Marcus Mariota? I mean, if you're going to move on from Matt Ryan, if I were a fan of the Atlanta Falcons, Chris, that statement would offend me. Yeah. That it was more important for us to do the right by Matt than to try and maximize compensation. I want maximum compensation. I mean, come on. That's the way you play this. It's not the way we roll. Get maximum compensation. And by the way, Ryan thinks that he can play several more years. He says, it's funny, I played in a division where Tom Brady and Drew Brees, and then me at one point, I was like 35 years old.
Yeah.
And I feel young. Tom's 43, Drew's 41. I feel good. I really do. My body feels great. I feel like I've gotten myself into a spot where I know how to train, but I feel great. I don't feel like an old man. This would piss me off, man. I'll tell you what, I don't like that statement.
Yeah. No, it does a little bit because, I mean, I guess, what do they mean by make by right? Take the dead cap money? I mean, was that to make by right?
No, make by right was they took a lesser compensation and sent him to a team he wanted to go to. They got a third-round draft pick. Maybe they could have got a second-round draft pick.
They could have got more.
Maybe they could have got 2 thirds, 2 threes instead of 1 3 or whatever. What I'm saying is you got to get the best deal you can possibly get for that dude. And you're paying him anyway. You're paying $40 million worth of dead cap space.
And you're telling me out of all the active quarterbacks, and he's in the top 10 of like every category for a quarterback, that he's worth a third-round pick?
No, well, they want to do right by him.
Because, I mean, Deshaun Watson is worth all those picks, and he hasn't really – I mean, I get it. He's had an electrifying career early on, but he's not
Deshaun Watson
14 years in the league, top 10 in the –
Right. But his first 4 years, I mean, Deshaun Watson is 26. I mean, that's why you're
he's younger.
That.
No, I get that.
26 years old, you can have Deshaun Watson for 10 years.
You got better value out of Julio the last year.
And speaking of Deshaun Watson, get this. Deshaun Watson was so close to joining the Falcons that he was FaceTiming with Jarvis Landry and Leonard Fournette
that
about
whole
joining him with the Falcons. And the Falcons were so sure that they had him. And they offered the same 3 first-rounders. Would we be busting on the Falcons? Falcons' first-rounders are better than Browns' first-rounders because they're higher in the draft. The Falcons also offered the same package, but the Browns upped the money in the contract for Watson. So Watson then asked Atlanta to match the contract, and they balked. The dude is from Atlanta.
Yeah.
I wonder when he's going to, when some regret might creep in. You know what I mean?
He was a ball boy for the Falcons. He worked for the Falcons.
He could have played in the South in a state-of-the-art dome. There's going to be a day in Cleveland when the Hawk is flying off of Lake Erie, like in October or November.
Yeah.
That's what they call it up north, is when the Hawk is flying, when that northern clipper comes across the Great Lakes and it's like 18 degrees. There's going to come a day where he's going to be like, what the hell am I doing here? I could be playing in the dome back in my home in Atlanta. And I took the extra money. How much more money did he have needed? Whatever Atlanta. What, Atlanta guaranteed him $210 million? And Alabama Cleveland upped it to $230 million, so I got to go to Cleveland?
It's pretty sweet that the Colts are going to fully guarantee Matt Ryan for his last 2 years, too.
I think he's going to play a few years. I think the Colts are finally going to have a quarterback that plays 2 years in a row. Benny is up. Benny, welcome to the show. How are you?
Well, how y'all doing today?
I'm fantastic.
I just thought I'd comment a little bit about baseball this morning. Y'all know I'm a baseball man, but these rules that they set in place for yesterday, I just don't agree with those type rules. I'm a traditionalist, old-fashioned baseball. For them to put the runner out at second base in extra innings, I thought they had done away with that, but they're bringing it back anyway, I reckon.
Yeah, they had done away with it, but the players want it. The players don't like these marathon games, so the players, they want to get paid more money and they want to have less time.
But instead of 7 innings, 9 innings. But okay.
So the players said, we want it. So the compromise, I believe it's going to start in the 11th inning. Maybe it's the 12th, the 11th or 12th inning. At least it's not going to start in the 10th inning. But
Oh, okay. I didn't know that part of it.
That's my understanding, is that it's going to start in the 12th inning. They'll go 2 innings of regular, and then they're going to put a guy on second. And then in the 13th inning, I think at that point in time, they're going to flip a coin and play home run derby, and then they're going to have a winner. That's not true. I just made that up.
I also didn't agree with the Ohtani rule that they put in, about, I'm like you, as long as the pitcher is pitching, then if they take him out, the DH ought to be replaced. Well, that rule they plan on passing with him means he can bat the whole game, whether he's pitching or not.
So wait a minute, I didn't see that. You're saying that if Ohtani is pitching, he's hitting, he's the DH, he's hitting. When he comes out of the game as a pitcher, he gets to stay in as a hitter?
Yep, that's been one of the 3 rules.
Yeah, the DH.
I don't agree with that at all. But the season starts 2 weeks from tomorrow, so we're getting close. Good talking to you, Tom.
All right, man. Grizz, what are they doing?
So basically, when they take Ohtani out as a starting pitcher, normally you would take him out, right? Like he's out. But if they take him out, he can DH.
He can stay in the game as a DH.
As a DH. They call it the show.
Can they decide, well, you know what, he's better than who we can DH with. We're going to leave him in the game and let him can he DH then the rest of the game? I would obviously this has got to be for everybody.
Would you want Max Fried to DH the rest of the game?
Well, isn't he? I thought Max Fried was a good
Max Fried, I would say out of the Braves organization, he's probably the best hitter. Max Fried.
Bumgardner? Like if you have Bumgardner in there, you can have Bumgardner stay in and hit.
He's an old savvy vet. I love Bumgardner. The Braves should have kept him. Oh, man. I
don't know how I feel about this. You're telling me that when Ohtani is pitching and he's hitting, that when he goes out of the game as a pitcher, he gets to continue to be the DH.
Yeah. If the starting pitcher is also hitting in the lineup, then the player remains as the DH, even as if he's pulled from the start.
Okay. And I'm thinking about this for a second. I need to think about this to a extent. Okay. All right, I'm okay with it.
So even if he pitched like 5 innings, he'd still hit throughout the entire game.
Yeah. I think I'm okay with it.
Give me more stud players that can do that. Give me more. Maybe people like baseball more if you see a pitcher hit better. You know what I mean?
It says that the ghost runner in extra innings, so it isn't 11th. I guess it's going to be. I guess it's going to be. Is it going to be right from the 10th inning on? But it says it's only for 2022.
Yeah.
Only for this upcoming season. For 2022, and the rosters are expanding now to 28 instead of 26, and you can have as many number of pitchers that you want. All of this having to do with, the shortened spring training and things like this. This is also a 1-year thing. It says the extra inning rule is probably the most controversial of the batch. It will just be in effect in 2022. It will again have a runner placed on second base to begin each extra inning as well. Yeah, so it starts right in the 10th inning. All right, so Benny, I was wrong. It starts right in the 10th inning. All right, whatever. I don't like it. I don't like that part of it. If you're going to do it later. I don't like the part of it where they're doing it.
Yeah.
So right in the 10th inning.
So they don't want to be there longer, but yet they changed the doubleheader thing from 7 innings to 9.
Yeah, they want to play 9-inning doubleheaders.
Even longer.
I like the 7-inning doubleheader did not bother me.
No.
Especially if you're at one of those things. That's a long day.
Hey, man,
you're
that's
walking
perfect.
into 14. Now you're walking into 18 innings. You know what I mean? That's a weird deal. I'm not sure about that one. All right. So you could have had not only Deshaun Watson, but you would have had Jarvis Landry and Leonard Fournette.
Yeah.
Joining the team as well. He was trying to get them in there.
Yeah, that hurts to hear. But I don't
hurts to hear that they didn't get it done or that they were going to get it done.
I think that they didn't get it done. But at the end of the day, I'm still looking back on what the backlash of Deshaun Watson is. You know what I mean? So they're always going to
the Michael Vick team.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Which is worse? Deshaun Watson getting a massage and pulling the towel off of himself and exposing his junk, or
can I say both?
Or Michael Vick killing dogs, drowning dogs with a chain. You know what I mean? Which is worse?
Michael Vick, because I think at the end of the day, Michael Vick tried to not be a part of it, and he went to jail for it, and he knew about it, and I'll never ever, because my mom, my family, huge dog rescuers. I mean, we're all about saving puppies and kittens and stuff. You know what I mean? Well, maybe not cats because my dad's allergic.
Cats. Cats. There's enough cats out there.
We have enough cats, but I can't be with somebody that can be that.
But yet, when he came out of jail and went to the Philadelphia Eagles, he was like he was welcomed,
revitalized person.
Yeah,
well, that's the Eagles fan base for you. You know what I mean?
Is that an Eagles thing?
That's the Eagles fan base for you, man. But but both of them are terrible. Obviously, both of them are absolutely awful. I mean, whether the whole Deshaun Watson thing was, like I said, consented or not, it's just a weird. With Deshaun Watson's just a weird guy. You know what I mean? And if he did force himself on these women, then
he didn't force
himself. Or not
force
himself.
He would have gotten the grand jury would have indicted him if he forced himself on. He did what he did was he would be getting a massage.
Correct.
And he liked to get it massaged naked, and he would pull the towel. And the women, none of them stopped giving him the massage. That one woman gave him a massage for another hour.
So the Mike
45 minutes, and then he says, "Can I get another hour?" And she, sure, why not? And she keeps going him inner thigh and stomach massages while he's naked on his back. And so she doesn't say, "Get the hell out of here." She doesn't say, I'm going to call the police. She doesn't say, "You're breaking Texas law." She doesn't say, "Please put the towel back on." She just doesn't say anything. She just keeps giving him the massage, and the two women that said that there was an act performed, he admits to. He said, "Yeah, it was consensual." Guys were 24 years old at the time, 23 years old, male, and he says, "Well, yeah." He goes, "I had a little thing with my
I feel like if you're and I'm using air quotes, if you are a respected masseuse and a person that has a license as a massage therapist, you probably don't perform these other acts that are associated.
No extras. There's no extra stuff on the menu.
Right? Robert Kraft went to a massage parlor that was known for these acts after the fact. So, we're not.
What did he get for that, by the way? Did he get suspended for a year?
I think it was like a year.
No, he did not.
Or did he get fined or something?
Maybe.
Something like that. But he didn't get suspended. No, he was still there.
No, he did not
get
suspended.
He's the owner. Doesn't matter.
I got news for you. These owners, I mean, there's no doubt Deshaun Watson, what he did was skeevy and not right and not respectful of women and not respectful of the trade of the massages. I don't know why he has to have so many different people doing the massages, but there's no doubt all of that is skeevy. But if you think that these owners are pristine and are the best of the best and stuff, I mean, there's a lot of stuff about these owners. I mean, you got Jerry Jones, got a woman coming after Jerry Jones saying that he's her daddy. I mean, you got so many different things that these owners have been clipped for. They're not like salt of the earth people, all of them. I'm not disparaging. I'm just saying. I mean, come on. All right, let's get a break. When we come back, I got to tell you the USFL rules are interesting, and we're not. We'll do that next right here. It's the Thom Abraham Show, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN.
Owned and operated by local folks right here in the Valley. They are celebrating 10 years into business this year and have grown to be North Alabama's largest supplier of rental skid steers and mini excavators. Now, if you have a question about what tool to use, just call them at 964-6081, and the pros at Valley Equipment will get you into the tool that you need for your specific project.
They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked their reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision Overhead Garage Door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. Call 256-400-4500.
For over 20 years, Audio Insight has been designing and installing systems that integrate today's technology into homes and businesses all over the Tennessee Valley. At Audio Insight, they don't provide one-size-fits-all system solutions. Instead, they design your system from the ground up based on your valuable input. By working closely with you, Audio Insights can ensure that your system will meet your performance, budget, and aesthetic needs. Visit the showroom at 1229 Putman Drive off Jordan Lane and experience some of their fine products firsthand. Visit audio-insight.com to learn more.
This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. You know, you'll hear people say we're like a family, but here at the Lackey Law Firm, that's really true, not just a saying.
I'm Justin Lackey. With my father and my sister, we have a special connection to each other.
I'm Jennifer Lackey. At the Lackey Law Firm, when we take on your case, you become part of our family. You really do.
And we'll always do whatever it takes to get everything you deserve.
If you're injured, you worry about getting well, not about paperwork or insurance companies or figuring out how to get to your lawyer's office. I'll come to you.
We worry about your case so you don't have to.
When you've been injured, we know that your case is probably the biggest thing going on in your life. More important than almost anything else.
And it's important to us too, for one simple reason. Family takes care of each other, and at the Lackey Law Firm, we'll take care of you.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Rain comes to an end across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee by the time we get to the lunch hour. Maybe a couple of peaks of sunshine through the later part of the afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the low and mid-60s, dropping into the lower 40s as we head into the overnight. A partly sunny sky for your Thursday. Temperatures climbing into the low and mid-60s once again, and then dropping into the lower 40s as we head into the overnight. A partly sunny sky for your Friday, and isolated showers possible. Most of us going to stay dry. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
We cover all the SEC schools, including Western Union and Venmo.
I want that money!
You know, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Welcome back, Thom Abraham Show. This segment of the show is brought to you by Valley Equipment Rental. Their new location is now open on the North Memorial Parkway, just north of Winchester Road is where you will find it. And, I got to tell you, there's no doubt about it. Valley Equipment Rental has everything that you need to get the job done like a pro and get it done safely. And if you're not sure about how to use a piece of equipment, they can take care of you. But now more equipment than more equipment than anybody in the Valley. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. Whether it's the bigger excavators and dozers and skid steers and so on and lifts that are out there at the north location, or as well, still skid steers, the smaller excavators, smaller equipment, hand tools, those types of things, compressors and so on as well at the south location on South Memorial Parkway. They've got you covered. North and south, they've got you covered with Valley Equipment Rental. Ross Roberts and his crew, all local guys, and do a tremendous job with that. Coming up on Friday, we have another great zone deal for you. It, once again, is Guntersville State Park and the Lodge at Guntersville State Park. Now, I got a limited number of these available. There's only 20 of these available. All right? It's a night stay, an overnight stay in a cliffside room at the Lodge at Guntersville State Park, and a $30 voucher to the Pinecrest room there, which is open Thursday through Sunday down there at the Guntersville State Park. This is a $190 value. You can have it for $95. $95. What's coming up in May? Mother's Day is coming up in May. This makes a tremendous Mother's Day gift for that woman in your life. And I said it was the first. I thought Mother's Day was always the first Sunday. I got like my mother's look, my mom doesn't listen to the show. My mom is a good mom. My mom's a good mom. Good Sicilian woman. Good mom. My wife is a great mom. My wife is a great mom. And this makes a great Mother's Day gift. But I always thought it was the first Sunday in May. And somebody said that this year Mother's Day is the second Sunday in May.
Yep.
Is that true, Grizz?
The 8th.
Second Sunday in May. I thought it was the first Sunday in May. All right. All right, I got these new rules for the USFL in front of me. But you know what? I almost want to hold it till after John Hogan joins us, the owner of the Madison County Mambas. What are the Madison County Mambas? Well, it's a new professional basketball team in a new league, a new minor league, the TTBL. I don't know how old the TTBL is. I don't know anything. I know that they're the Madison County Mambas, which is kind of a cool name, and they got a cool logo. So I'm going to learn more about this thing. All right, I want to learn. I believe they're playing at Jemison this summer. They're going to play at Jemison. I have not been to Jemison's gym. Is it nice, Chris? Has Jemison got a nice?
Oh yeah. They were one of the. I guess I would say once everyone started getting like the newer schools were starting getting built.
Yeah,
Jemison had one of the ones that's kind of like it's kind of the same specs of Huntsville's. Where it's got like kind of like a round, you can walk around the entire arena and it's sunken into the ground.
Right.
And so it's really nice though. They have a really nice. I watched it as it got completed. I mean, it's a beautiful gym, and I love the logo in the middle. They've got a nice auxiliary gym right next to it too, because All this stuff is brand spanking new. So, but they have a really, really nice court. I love the yellow and blue.
I wonder if the Mamba. Oh, so it's yellow and blue. See, the Mambas are purple and yellow, purple and gold. Like
I probably don't
Lakers.
have their colors completely right. But
I wonder if the Mambas will have like their own logo,
I don't know.
vinyl logo to put over the center of the court.
That would be cool.
Adrian Caesar is their head coach. Kevin Turney is assistant coach, along with Michael Sedlak. Sedlak? I can't say his name. Sedlak? I think maybe that's how you say his name. And John Hogan is the owner, along with his wife, April Hogan. So, anyway, we're going to talk to him at the top of the hour and get more information about this deal and learn a little bit more about what's going on with
I
that.
have to start stretching.
Start getting ready.
I got a shot, man. I love playing basketball.
You never know. They might need a 5'9" point guard.
I love playing basketball, man.
This isn't like a pickup league, all right?
I know.
This isn't a 3-on-3 jump and jack
I know.
league. These
Trust
players
me.
have all played college basketball.
I would get smoked. They would embarrass me.
We're going to learn more about them. A couple other notes. Let me just get, because I won't develop this in the second hour. Just want to get out there. Did you hear the story about Ash Barty? Ash Barty's the number 1 ranked women's tennis player in the world. She's 25 years old, and she's retiring at 25. She just won the Australian Open. She won Wimbledon last year, and she's retiring. She says, I don't have the physical drive, the emotional want, whatever it takes to challenge yourself at the top level. I am spent. Well, you take a month off. You don't retire. Number 1 tennis player in the world.
She'll retire for like a year or two and come back.
Or maybe less. You don't know. All right, coming up next, John Hogan. Then new football rules. I want to get your guys' take on that as well. It's all coming up in hour number 2 of the Thom Abraham Show. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
America First Alabama PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising. North Alabama needs a Trump-tested conservative representing us in Congress. We need Republican Casey Wardynski. Casey Wardynski served as Assistant Secretary of the Army for Manpower and Reserve Affairs under President Trump, responsible for the supervision of the Army's 1.3 million person manpower. Casey Wardynski believes in restoring integrity of elections and will push back against the leftist schemes of Nancy Pelosi to weaken elections. Casey Wardynski also agrees with President Trump and will fully fund the wall and finish the job he helped to start. Casey Wardynski will fight the socialist left who are tearing down monuments and statues that memorialize America's history. Enough is enough. It's time to drain the swamp and send a Trump-tested conservative to Washington. We can count on Republican Casey Wardynski.
TOC Sports has been there for you. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what does that mean? It means for more than 20 years, Alabama's largest orthopedic group has been there providing coverage and care to more schools and student athletes in the Tennessee Valley than any other group. It means whether you are the star football player, the all-region volleyball ace, or someone who hurt their knee in a weekend pickup basketball game, TOC Sports physicians are proud to have the opportunity to care for all your orthopedic needs. It means for parents, coaches, athletes, desk jockeys, or even weekend warriors, TOC Sports physicians continue to meet and exceed the orthopedic and sports medicine needs of our community. But most importantly, during these challenging times, we're here for you now, and will continue to be here. So as long as there are players on the field, games to be played, and contests to be won, the orthopedic specialists from TOC Sports will be ready to help. We don't know what the future holds, but you can count on the TOC Sports team to stay committed to you, so you can stay in the game. Call 256-539-2728 today and ask to see a TOC Sports physician. Check them out online, also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Playing soft, stupid, and not physical enough. Those are just some of the issues for the Warriors, according to forward Draymond Green. He made those comments after last night's loss in Orlando, Golden State's third straight defeat, a game in which the Warriors scored a mere 16 fourth-quarter points and fouled three-point shooters. Warriors do return to the court tonight in Miami. Zion Williamson's Instagram post has people talking. He posted a 5-second dunk clip at the team's facility. He hasn't been cleared to do much on-court work since returning to New Orleans a couple of weeks ago to continue his rehab on a fractured foot. The Pelicans haven't given an official update in a few weeks on Zion, who hasn't played this season because of the injury. Grizzlies star John Morant, knee soreness, out a second straight game tonight against the Nets. Coverage starts at 7 Eastern on ESPN TV with NBA Countdown.
All the press conferences.
It's our mental energy. I would say spend less time complaining about, when I was going to get an opportunity. Just spend more time training and working towards.
Plus, all of the rat poison is served up right here.
It's yummy.
On 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you. I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog.
Now live. Here he is, the big dog.
Let's go, baby.
Thom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 How you doing?
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like El McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
Get off my lawn.
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Thom Abraham Show here on a hump day in a doghouse. The segment of the show is brought to you by TOC Sports. Look, TOC is there to help you with all your injury needs, no matter how you get hurt. Sports injury, work injury, play injury, any kind of injury, getting old injury. TOC Sports can help. They've been taking care of the Tennessee Valley for well over 20 years. Alabama A&M Bulldogs, the Huntsville Havoc, just about every high school in the region all use TOC. You can do the same. TOC Sports, there when you need them. All right, with the Sweet 16 about to get started tomorrow, I thought what a great time to talk a little bit of basketball with John Hogan, the owner, along with his wife April, of the Madison County Mambas. This is a new professional basketball team going to be playing in the TTBL League. And I got questions because I'm always fascinated by new leagues. It's why I'm so into the USFL, the XFL, all of those types of things. And it's always neat to see, these new opportunities that pop up. And John Hogan joins us now on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. John, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. How about you? Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm fantastic. And you're undertaking this deal, which is it's a daunting task, right? I mean, in all of minor league sports, especially, I mean, we see a lot of teams that come and go, and it's tough to make a go of it. But you guys seem to have I've been at your website, and you seem to have a pretty good plan in place to make this work and make it thrive and have this be something that the community will enjoy.
Absolutely. Well, so what we strive on as far as like not just basketball,
but also focusing on the business side because at the end of the day, business is a part of basketball. So my wife, she handles all of business. So as far as like the staff that we have and everything like that, the executive board staff that we have, she conducted all that and made that possible to not only know that the players that's coming on to not only focus on just the basketball as far as like enhancing your skills, but also focusing on branding and as far as like getting your fan base to know that you have your character and developing your character as a man, as a father, as a just a social character in the community. So that's what we really focus on as far as like just not only basketball but business.
And that's great. But, here in the state of Alabama, we love you win or tie. I mean, you still got to be good. You got to be able to ball a little bit, right? I mean, that's the idea, I would imagine, is to go out there. You want guys of good character. You want guys that you can develop. But you want guys that can play, right?
Absolutely. So our head coach, Adrian Caesar, he said when I brought him on, he said, "Do you want to have like a rebuilding type team or like just a development type team or like what is your goal for the team?" And I said, I want to be competitive. I want to be a championship team. So I want to win. So like the players that we brought on now, we have a full 16-man roster right now, and every player from top to bottom is like we have a great solid team right now, like a very, very good competitive team that we're going to be very competitive in the TTBL.
I love the name, the Madison County Mambas. Immediately we all think of Kobe Bryant. You do have the purple and Vegas gold in there as opposed to the purple and Laker gold. But is this where does the Mambas name come from? Are you a big Kobe fan? Are you a Laker fan? I know you're from Atlanta, so I would hope that you're a Hawks fan. But where does this Madison County Mambas come from?
So I am a big Laker fan. So I'm diehard Laker fan, and Kobe was the player that actually got me to love the game of basketball. So that's where the Mamba name came from, and just having that Mamba mentality as far as like going into this whole thing. That's just the goal.
Yeah, that's fantastic. John Hogan with us, the owner of the Madison County Mambas. They'll play in the TTBL game start in May. Now you're playing at Jemison, is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
That's a nice facility for you guys to be able to play in. Tell me more about the league itself, about this league that you're playing in. It looks like they got like 1 million teams, very much a league that has regions all across the country. And so tell me, I think Birmingham has a team maybe as well, so there's going to be a natural rivalry there. But tell me a little bit more about the league and what we're going to be seeing in terms of what you're playing for.
Yeah, so Michael Watson, he's our commissioner as far as the whole entire league. He was over the ABA. He moved over to the TTBL just because he wanted to start his own thing. Yeah. And now we're 60 teams strong. Have the Eastern, Western, and all the regions combined. We're 60 strong right now. As far as the other team, and we're the Alabama Knights. We're in strong contact with the owner there, and we're building up a rivalry so that way when we do our first game, it's going to be big. So yes, the Alabama Knights are in Birmingham. We're here in Huntsville, and we have a lot of teams spread off all across the United States, and also we're starting to branch off into other countries. As far as in Africa, we have a new commissioner there that's starting the league in Africa too. So yes, wow. We're expanding.
Wow! Now you have there are teams, several teams in Georgia, several teams in Florida, Virginia. Are you guys going to play basically within your own region? Is that how it works? At least until you get to some sort of a playoff scenario.
Yeah, so we stay in our region. We play in our region. After our region, we're going to go into playoffs, and that's where we play the other regions. Now we do have All-Star break. We do have those. We're all year round teams.
Really?
So Yeah, so we do have those playoff those playoff chances. As far as, well, we're going to be there because we have a great team. So we're going to be the top of the line team. So the TTL better get ready for the Madison County Mambas because we're definitely coming.
So when does it get started? When is opening day? For you guys.
So we start in May. Now, before we start in May, we have the Mambas versus Mambas game. That's our coming out to the community and just showing, and the Mambas just showcasing their skills. We're going to give a lot to the community as far as just having contests going on. We have vendor spaces available. That's on April 30th at Jemison High School. We're going to do that's our big coming out party for Huntsville. We want everyone to come out, and that's our first official game that we're gonna give to the community. And then after that, the season kicks off in May.
All right, so the season will get started in May. Tell me about what your expectation is in terms of the level of play. Is this, we all know that there's the G League, obviously, and that is the NBA's minor league. But what are we looking at? These players that you guys have signed. I mean, are these all guys that have played college basketball, and what level of player? Or any Division I type basketball players? What are we looking at?
Yeah, so we're looking at as far as like the players that we have on now. We understand that everyone does. So you have you can go to college and but not everyone likes the school aspect of it, but they love the game of basketball. So that's what we're looking for. If we're looking for the second chance players also that had that chance to get to the next level, but maybe something happened. Maybe something, life happened or anything like that, right. And they're looking for that second chance to get to that next level. We can get you contracts for international play. We can get you into the NBA. We're also in talks for as far as like G League. If you're looking to get to the G League, playing under a team, an NBA team, in that type of aspect, then you can get there. Any type of the only thing that's higher than us, I will say per se, is just the G League. Everything else is where the next tier as far as getting to that next level as far as international contracts and NBA contracts.
So are you still looking at players? You say you got a full roster of 16. Somebody's listening to this thing and says, well, wait a minute. I ended up not going to college. I'm 2 years out of high school. I'm a baller. Are you still actively looking at players at all?
So we're still looking. We're still looking. I'm not fully closed off on everything as far as like all the players that we do have. We're still looking. Now, I do want to see what we have right now, as far as develop what we have right now, because they actually looked into the vision early. So they caught on very, very early, the players that we do have. So I'm not closed off. We're going to be scouting all year round. So if any player that's out there that's hearing this and that's very interested as far as and has the skill, we're definitely open to you, looking us up, giving us all the highlight tapes that you have, and we do invites. We do invites to the practice to play to work out with the team, and right then and there we'll give you a decision if we're going to keep on going with you or if you're just not ready for that type of level of play yet.
What's it going to cost for the fans to go to a Mambas game?
So it's $10 a ticket. $10 a ticket, and for the we do promotions all the time. So if you're actively on our page and actively into our contests and everything like that, we will definitely have opportunities where you can get free tickets, free season pass tickets. So that you just have to make sure that you're always in the know of what's going on with the Mambas. You just have to be very, very active on the page.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff. John Hogan has been our guest. John, we wish you the best of luck with it. More sports in town is always a good thing, and you can go check them out at their website. MadisonCountyMambas.com is the website, and learn more about this team. Appreciate you, man.
I thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and I love everything you're doing there.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, no problem. You have a great day.
Yeah, that'd be kind of neat to go down and see that. You know what I mean, Grizz? They go down there and catch a game.
Oh no, that would be pretty fun.
That'd be kind of neat to go down there and see, just see what kind of level of play it is, and there's a number of professional leagues like this around the country, but they're trying this TTBL, with 60 teams in 4 different regions of the country, is trying to kind of tie together all of this level. We'd call it the AA level, kind of like baseball, because if the G League is the AAA level, then this would be the AA level, because he said, their goal is to get guys into the G League, get guys into the European League and things like that. And, and they'll be on their way. And you never know. I mean, we used to say it all the time that the playgrounds were full of players that were outstanding players that just for whatever reason got sideways and didn't get that opportunity to play. And now all of a sudden it turns out that they can play. And it could be a great story coming out of it. You never know. Interesting stuff. All right. Tell you what, we're going to get a break here. When we come back, Josh Carey, Carey's Corner, which we were going to do in the first hour. But Josh Carey will be joining us next right here on the Thom Abraham Show. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
Valspar Championship winner Sam Burns has withdrawn from this week's WGC Dell Technologies match play. Top-ranked John Rahm, along with Justin Thomas, at the top of the odds board at plus 1,200, followed by Colin Morikawa, Scotty Scheffler, and Victor Hovland at plus 1,600. The Sweet 16 underway tomorrow night. Arkansas, a 9-point underdog against Gonzaga. Michigan plus 5 against Villanova. Texas Tech, a 1-point favorite over Duke. And Houston, a 1.5-point dog against Arizona. Then Friday, 15th-seeded St. Peter's, a 12.5-point underdog facing Purdue. Kansas, favored by 7.5 over Providence. North Carolina, plus 2.5 against UCLA. And Iowa State, a 2.5-point underdog against Miami.
I'm Trey Westerberg, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Thom Abraham here for my friend Ross Roberts and his team at Valley Equipment Rental. Coming in April, Valley will have a second location opening up on the North Parkway between Winchester Road and Bob Wade. They'll be offering bigger contractor-only type equipment, including 10K reach forklifts, 300 series track hose, and larger rollers and dozers, along with other equipment. Valley Equipment's 2 locations will better serve the region and allow them to grow their fleet. Valley Equipment Rental, locally owned for 10 years, where they put more care in every rental.
Lowe's Provember event is back, and we're thanking pros like you all month long with buy one, get one free deals on select DeWalt power tools and top values like a Spyder 2-pack of 4.5-inch diamond cutoff wheels for $14.98. Join us for Provember, going on now through November 24th. Shop in-store or at Lowe's.com/Provember. Lowe's, the new home for pros. While supplies last, U.S. only, valid 10/28 through 11/24.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Hey, Bobby White from Woody Anderson Ford back again to talk to you about how easy it is to make a custom factory order. Just click WoodyAndersonFord.com, hit the top banner, then start making your selections. It's really simple, and you'll end up with the exact vehicle you want. Not only is there no extra charge to custom order, but at Woody Anderson Ford, we'll take 5% off MSRP on top of any additional factory rebates on the 2022 F-150, Bronco Sport, Explorer, Expedition, and Ranger. Another option for you is a certified pre-owned. We have over 100 Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned models to choose from. Our Ford Gold certified are low mileage, gently used with great warranties. They've passed a 175-point inspection by certified technicians and come with a 24-hour roadside assistance, plus a full tank of gas and a fresh oil change. Also, don't forget our service department is offering a free pickup and delivery when it's time for your next Ford service. Woody Anderson Ford, Jordan at Sparkman. Hope to see you soon.
Find your rhythm, feed your rhythm at Rhythm on Monroe. Not just a great restaurant and rooftop bar, but the perfect spot to relax and take in a beautiful scenic downtown sunset on the rooftop or patio. Enjoy Chef Becky Vibbert's fresh and delicious fan favorites like braised beef short rib sliders, seasonally inspired fresh salmon dishes, crispy Brussels sprouts, and fresh baked peach walnut cobbler or chocolate chess pie. Open daily at 4 p.m. with brunch from 11 to 3 on Saturday and Sunday on the corner of Clinton and Monroe in the Von Braun Center. Follow Rhythm on Monroe on Facebook.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Rain comes to an end across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee by the time we get to the lunch hour. Maybe a couple of peaks of sunshine through the later part of the afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the low and mid-60s, dropping into the lower Thursday. For your Friday, an isolated shower is possible. Most of us going to stay dry. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Paul Feinbaum. Listen to me coming up today at 2. Now back to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Segment of the Thom Abraham Show. It's brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford. The service department at Woody Anderson Ford is second to none, and you can get on down there and check it out. They can take care of your vehicle no matter the make or model. It's the service department at Woody Anderson Ford, Woody Anderson of Madison. It is tremendous. The service lanes are incredible. The technicians are outstanding. It's Woody Anderson Ford. Joined now by Josh Carey. He was supposed to join us in the first hour. Well, he apparently didn't know he was supposed to join us in the first hour for Carey's Corner. It is Wednesday, right? Yeah, it is Wednesday. Last week, see, I screwed him up because last week we had him on Tuesday. And now it's Wednesday, and back to our usual day, and I should have alerted him, but I didn't. My bad, but he joins us now on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Josh, welcome back. How are you?
I appreciate it, man. You know, it's my fault. It's like daylight savings, except I go to the extreme. I skip a day instead of an hour, so that's on me. I apologize.
That daylight savings time has still got me screwed up, man. I mean, this one, for some reason, has taken forever to get adjusted to this thing.
Here's the deal. You know, Auburn, Alabama, it doesn't matter. Tommy Tuberville, if he gets this daylight savings thing through and ends it, he gets my vote. That's it. I mean, he gets my vote if he gets it through because it needed to happen a long time ago. It's really quite simple. If you're east of the Mississippi, you're in the Eastern time zone. It really shouldn't be that hard because we're here in the Sun Belt and we leave work at 4:30 or 5 o'clock, and it's pitch dark. I don't get it.
Yeah. So in other words, what he's pushing for is we'd have daylight savings time all the time, basically. That would be the effect of it? Yeah. Not the other way. Yeah. The daylight saving time would be good, and yeah, we would be in the Eastern time zone. I guess that would make sense that way. Although the one thing I love about the Central time zone, I got to be honest with you, man. Braves and the Yankees begin at 6. You know, game's over by 8:30, 8:45. I'm in the rack watching a show with my wife. I don't mind that. You know what I mean? I don't know about waiting too long. I can watch a late West Coast baseball game at 9 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? That doesn't suck.
Dude, baseball. Name me a baseball game that's ended in about 2.5 hours.
Yeah, well, that's
Yankees.
That's true. Yeah, right. Especially a Yankee game. Yeah. Well, then, all right, maybe 10 o'clock before the game is over. But and apparently these doubleheaders are going to be full 9-inning doubleheaders. It's kind of weird. I'm not sure what the players are telling us, if they're sending us mixed messages or what. They want the extra inning game to end sooner, so we're putting a guy on second. I was hoping that it was going to be the 11th or 12th inning before they did it, but they're going to go ahead, at least for this year. They're going to put a guy on second. We'll do the whole ghost runner thing again so that they don't have marathon games. But then they want 9-inning double headers. So you're going to have an 18-inning day when they have these double headers, and they got to make up a number of games that were missed in the first week of the season. So it's kind of like contradictory. I said it before, I don't mind the 7-inning games in the doubleheader.
Yeah, I know you don't, but I think baseball wants to get back to a sense of tradition that you wanted. Baseball is supposed to be 9 innings, so play 9. And I'll tell you what, I was thinking about this a little bit last week, Tom. I remember there was I think this happened to the Braves, and I think it happened to the Yankees as well. They were supposed to play a doubleheader. This may have been a year or two ago, right after the pandemic. And they were, because they're all 7-inning doubleheaders, they are all twilight, right? Two for the price of one. And so what happened was one of the games got picked up by ESPN, and so it was a Sunday. And so it wound up becoming a day-night doubleheader, the two separate admissions. Well, what you're doing is you're kind of screwing over the fan a little bit, because one fan comes in for the afternoon game and they see a 7-inning game, then they leave. And then the other fans come in and see a 7-inning game, and then they leave. And so I think that may have something to do with it as well, is making sure that the fans get enough bang for their buck, which, right now baseball has a kind of a PR problem. So I think that has something to do with it, and I think it has a little bit of tradition. But at the same time, you got to get the games over with at some point, and the ratings go up with the Ghost Runner. People like it for some reason. So
really,
you can't. Yeah, I mean, they did a ratings measurement the first year of the Ghost Runner, and it showed people get into it. People really like the idea that there's already a runner at second, and so many things can happen. So I wouldn't be surprised if that sticks around for a while.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that it would. It just feels hokey. It feels Little League. It doesn't feel right, put a guy out there on second base. And one of the things that blows my mind is how difficult it seems to be, and it shouldn't be this way, but how difficult it seems to be to score a guy from second base with nobody out. I mean, bunt him over, sack him in, right? I mean, why does it seem to be in this baseball? It's just like it's like they made bunting illegal or something. I don't understand why we can't get that guy over to third with one out and get him in almost on a regular. I would say 80% of the time you should be able to do that. Yet when I watch these games, it's amazing how many times they're unable to get that guy in.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it has to do with guys just not wanting to give up at-bats, and a lot of folks will tell you that you have a better chance of scoring from a runner at second with no out as opposed to a runner at third and one out, which I'm not sure if that's the case, but that's kind of what it is. It's interesting. I've done Alabama baseball the last 2 weeks.
Nice.
And I got to say this, Tom, and it's hard for me to say it. The college game right now, to me, is superior to the pro game. And it's because when I go and see a college game, and, Alabama is not LSU or Miami or Texas. They're a solid program, but they're not great. But these college programs, they're being taught how to play the game right. Yeah. Guys are bunting. Guys are swinging the bat. The games are moving along. It is a better brand of baseball. And it's because they are doing all the things you and I are talking about. But the old school way, I'm telling you, works. And what I'm hoping for, Tom, is that what's being taught at that level right now seeps back into the professional level as those guys get on back into pro ball and start to come on up. Because right now, the difference between the levels of play is stark. And I got to say, the college game, it's a lot of fun to watch.
When they went to the BB Core bat, I think it helped the college game a lot. I mean, it got more, closer to what it should look like in terms of the action off of the bat. I wish they were still using a wooden bat, but when I was in Nashville, I was with a Vanderbilt baseball affiliate, and Tim Corbin came on the show every week. And Corbin and I used to talk about this very thing and the fundamental baseball that these kids play. Now, I don't like all of the turf infields. I don't like the turf mound and the turf base paths and that part of the college game. But otherwise, you are absolutely right. But I did find something that was very interesting. When I was in Florida, I was with a Miami Hurricanes affiliate, and they won the national championship. You remember how great that program was in back in the early 2000s. So they won the national championship, and Kevin Brown had been drafted by the Phillies organization, and he was sent to the New York Penn League, right? Low A, short season, low A. And I asked him, and he had won the national championship with Miami. And I had Kevin Brown on the show, and I asked him, I said, right now, your low A team plays the national championship team you just came off of at the University of Miami. Who wins the game? He said, wooden bats. He said, we destroy them. My low A team would destroy the Miami Hurricanes. And now that was 15, 18 years ago, But it's still, I think people don't understand. And it's, look, I love college baseball. I don't think people understand just how good, for example, the Trash Pandas at AA, just how good these players are. They would destroy the best teams in college baseball.
I tell people all the time, the difference between AA and the majors is almost negligible. I would say the only difference is the pitching is probably a little more consistent, and that's probably about it. Because just getting to AA is an accomplishment. You think of all the guys who, back then would get to rookie ball and get cut, or get to A ball and get cut. Once you get to AA, you are really separating the men from the boys. And so just getting from college into pro ball, like you just mentioned, is an accomplishment as well. You are really a special ball player when you can say you've played pro baseball. And now with the drafting cut in half to only 20 rounds, teams have to be very, very careful with who they draft, and they really have to take into consideration how they use their picks. So if you're getting drafted, it means you're a heck of a player. And when you cobble all those guys together and put them on a professional team, they're going to beat up on a bunch of guys who, let's face it, about a quarter of the team, half the team, will never get a whiff at professional ball, at least affiliate.
I say the same thing all the time about the USFL, and the XFL. These teams, these leagues. I was the voice of the Birmingham Iron in the Alliance, and I try to explain to people that these teams, these guys, who many of them had been in camps or had played a year in the NFL or were on a practice squad in the NFL, and end up on these spring football teams, they're, most of the players at the college that they came from are working a job now. They're not playing at any level, and so those guys, can play a little bit. Bernie Sanders is pushing through this legislation, or trying to push through this legislation to end baseball's antitrust deal, and a lot of it had to do with the contraction of the 40 teams in minor league baseball. Of course, that didn't affect AA, but it affected those 3 teams that major league teams had, below their high A league deal. But the major league teams, they have 4 minor league teams each, 120 players outside of the 40-man roster that's a major league roster. How many do you need? I mean, I don't understand why we would compel major league baseball teams to have more than 4 minor league teams on top of their major league team, and more than 150 players, 160 players under some sort of contract. I mean, that's plenty, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and that's one of the many reasons why Major League Baseball wanted to take over the minors. Is guys were looking at their minor league affiliates and saying, "Do we really need all this?" I remember when I first went to the Hudson Valley, which is was Ray's affiliate, and Hudson Valley was what we would call short season A. It was New York Penn League, actually.
Yeah, New York Penn League.
Yeah, and so you would get there. And I'm thinking, okay, this short season ball, this is pretty far down the rung. Far did I know, there are like 4 other affiliates beneath us. There's an Appalachian League team. There's a Gulf Coast team. There's one in the Dominican, another in Venezuela. I said, good God, how many folks do we need? And I think what happened was, when you have so many affiliates, you have to fill the teams. And that's the thing. If you're going to keep the affiliation, or if you're going to if you're a Major League Baseball organization and you're going to fulfill your requirements to these minor league markets, you have to supply players. And it got to a point where, if you're in Batavia, which plays in a beat-up dump of a ballpark, the Florida Marlins or the Miami Marlins, who are affiliated with Batavia, they were having to send players down there. It was usually their, low-round picks or their free agent signees. They would just send down there just to fill roster spots, not really guys who had any chance of making the majors, because they had to fulfill a requirement. And you're looking around saying to yourself, what are we doing? We're putting on all this extra cash, all of this extra time and effort into people who don't really have a snowball's chance and of making the majors. It's silly, and it's a waste of time. And so what you do now is you try to streamline it. Everyone's got 4 teams. Everything is equal. I will say one thing, though. I do think everyone could use one short season affiliate. One thing they are starting to see, Tom, is that keeping that level below A ball, that Gulf Coast, Arizona League level, it's pretty pricey. And so I wouldn't be surprised if in the next couple of years they bring back like a New York Penn League or a Pioneer League or something like that as kind of a buffer. But you don't need any more than 4 or 5 affiliates.
Well, and it enhanced. I think this is going to enhance college baseball even more. You know what I mean? Maybe more guys stay and play college baseball and make their name there. Like that. How about that kid at Tennessee, Ben Bryce? I mean, you've been following this guy. He's got a Blutarski like 0.00 ERA. Dude's throwing 104. Had Tommy John 2 years ago. I would be afraid to throw. I'd be afraid my armor's going to come off. Had Tommy John 2 years ago. Now he's throwing 104, and he's a witch, and he is increasing his draft status, by leaps and bounds every time he goes out.
The series we just did this past weekend at Alabama, we were playing Florida, and they had a kid named Blake Purnell, who, same thing, he had a Blutarski, then he blew a save on Sunday, but he was one of these guys comes in from underneath and was just putting up punchies left and right, and he's one of those guys who, if there were more affiliates, he probably could have gone in maybe like an 8th or a 10th round, but then he would have been playing in some dumpy little ballpark in the middle of nowhere with bad facilities and maybe facing guys who weren't as good, who really weren't challenging him. Whereas now he's at the University of Florida playing in a beautiful facility,
right,
challenging SEC hitters, where he'll get to do that the next 3 years. By the time he leaves, he's going to go straight into either high A or double A ball, playing these great ballparks, and really set himself up well. So the pipeline is a lot smoother, I feel, because you don't have all of these other itty-bitty affiliates that you have to worry about like you did before the takeover.
Yeah, Josh Carey with us from the Trash Bandits talking some country hardball here. Now, why did you have to pick on the Muck Dogs of Batavia? Did this just come out of nowhere? Or did you know that in 2000, I actually threw out first pitch before opening day for the Batavia Muck Dogs. They had Ricky Williams. Was it 2000? Might have been 99, something like that. Ricky Williams was between his sophomore and junior year at Texas, and he was trying to make a run. They were a Phillies affiliate at the time, and Ricky Williams wanted to play baseball. Remember, he was a baseball player too, a center fielder, and he had an at-bat in that game, and he legged out a grounder to shortstop, which should have been a routine grounder, and the dude was so fast, he beat it out. But come on, man, the Batavia Muck Dogs of the New York Penn League, I mean, they played in a dump, though. The high school stadium in Winchester, Tennessee, that my son played in was a former A affiliate. They used to have a minor league low A team, in Winchester, Tennessee years ago. The stadium that he played his high school ball in was nicer than the stadium in Batavia.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I've seen some bad play. Batavia was up there. Vermont, when we went to Burlington, Vermont, their clubhouses looked like they hadn't been renovated since 1926. I mean, it was really bad.
Yeah.
The field was actually nice, but the clubhouses were bad. The worst I've ever been to, though, Tom, has been Savannah, Georgia. And the stadium is called Historic Grayson Stadium. And just a word of wise to the folks, if you ever hear the word historic, it's just a nice way of saying old and dumpy. That's all that means. And when we went there, I remember in order to get to the broadcast booth, I had to go up a ladder and walk across a catwalk that looked like it was about to fall down. And then the clubhouses, there was a lot of holes in the roof, and so whenever it would rain, you would get leaking, you would get rising water. It was just pitiful, and this was low A ball. This is where full season affiliated ball was played for, decades. And people talk about the history of the game and the romance of minor league baseball and Bull Durham and all that stuff. Guys, it's a terrible business method, and it's a terrible way to develop ball players. And so this is why when I was one of those who stood up and said, this is great, when Major League Baseball took over the minors, because they're trying to flush all that out and bring in things like Toyota Field. They want to make things like Toyota Field the norm as opposed to the exception.
I got to tell you a cute story, too, because spring training, I mean, it used to be that way. You know, the spring training parks used to be, you know, these little Terry Park and Fort Myers and Tinkerfield. I got a great Tinkerfield story. Remember when the Twins played at Tinkerfield in downtown Orlando, which is down there by the Florida Citrus Bowl? So I'm a kid. I'm like 12 or 13 years old, I guess. I don't know. And the Twins are playing the Braves at Tinkerfield in Orlando. And I go to the bathroom underneath the stadium. All right, this is before these minor league facilities now are ridiculous. I mean, these stadiums are 13, 14,000. I mean, you know, they're absolutely crazy. But back then, so Tinkerfield, it held about 3,500 people, and it had the clubhouses underneath the grandstands, and the bathrooms were attached to that. And I go to the bathroom at Tinkerfield during the game, and Rod Carew comes walking in. And Rod Carew comes in, and he goes to the bathroom like 2 stalls down from me. And I'm like, this is absolutely nuts. And after the game, the players are leaving, and they're going out the same tunnel where the people are exiting. And there's this young Braves player, fresh-faced young kid. He looks like he's 14 years old, and but he played great. And everybody's like, man, you got to watch this kid. He's going to be amazing. And he was signing autographs. Nobody knew who he was. He was signing a lady's cast. She had a broken leg signing a cast. It was Dale Murphy. He looked like he was 10 years old. But, I mean, that was the way it was back in spring training in the 70s. That's what you had. You mixed with you sat in the grass sometimes, and you were right there with the players. It was really cool.
Yeah, and that is true, and that's going to be one of the things that you miss about it. But I want you to think about that for a second, Tom. You got Rod Carew and Dale Murphy, who today, if they were playing, these would be multi-million-dollar investments.
Those are $30 million. Yeah, those are $30 million year players. Yeah.
You want them running around on a field like that, possibly tearing up a knee or an ankle or something? No. You want them getting the best facilities possible and the best care possible. Yeah. So, I mean, these are the reasons why, and people don't think of that. I mean, people think about, oh, it's so beautiful, the connection between the fans and the player, and that's true. And I think there's still ways to do that, but there's also you have to be kind of a hard guy about this. There's a business side to it, and taking care of your investment and making sure that that your players are taken care of and that they're treated well. And a lot of that has to do with the facilities. And if the facilities aren't good, well, there's no desire for them to stick around and want to play unless they are a top flight draftee.
Yeah. Well, when you guys broke out the berm, you know, at Toyota Field, that was what reminded me of that. It was just being able to sit out there on the berm, put a towel down or a blanket down and watch the game from the berm. I mean, you know, that is so cool, you know, out there taking in a trash panda game. And I must say, finally, all is right in the world of baseball. All is right in the world of baseball because the Trash Pandas play in the Southern League. They are playing in the Southern League. The Rochester Red Wings are back in the International League. I mean, the Nashville Sounds are playing in the PCL. I mean, thank God that they came to their senses and we got the Southern League with its glorious logo back, and it's going to be so much easier for everybody to talk about the Southern League standings and everything else. I'm glad. It was a long time coming. I'm glad they got that straightened out.
Yeah, and, you know, to MLB's credit, they listened. I mean, it was one of those things where they got a lot of pushback, a lot of blowback from fans, and they listened. And I got to give Major League Baseball some credit. A lot of people were concerned, oh, boy, and there's still a lot that needs to be hashed out. But they were concerned, boy, how are they going to change the minors? And then are they going to listen to people, and are they going to understand what minor league baseball is about? I think they're getting it. I really do. I think they understand there are just some things that you don't need to touch, and that's one of them. Now, that said, don't be surprised if one day it's the Southern League presented by Toyota, you know, something like that.
Toyota Southern League.
Don't be surprised by that. I mean, money talks, but, you know, just getting the words Southern League back in there, I think it's really important to a lot of people, especially those who remember minor league ball from another era.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I see the jerseys that you guys have come up with for the special jersey nights, the Space Night, which will be April 16th. So we got to be ready for that one. That's not too far from now. Star Wars on May 4th, Armed Forces on May 26th. That's my favorite one of these. The Thor night. That Armed Forces jersey, I think, is really, really honorable and cool. So I'm stoked about that. But where's the Havoc jersey? I mean, I did last week or 2 weeks ago, the Havoc wore the Trash Panda jersey. Where's the Havoc baseball jersey, for God's sakes?
Yeah, you know what? We're not going to be able to do one this year. We weren't able to get it done in time. A deal with them to do a jersey, but we are going to have a Huntsville Havoc night. That'll be. I know it's the last weekend of the season against Birmingham, just as we're ending and they're starting up. We'll have a Huntsville Havoc night, and I'm sure in the future we'll do a full-on jersey. But let me tell you this as well, Tom. The cool thing about those jerseys is that we auction them off after the game, and the proceeds from that auction, a part of the proceeds, go to a local 501(c)(3). I wanted to say, if any business owners or leaders out there are listening to this, if you come on as a sponsor for that auction, we will consider your 501(c) to be the beneficiary of that auction. So, yeah, it's really cool. So I really want to encourage people to think about that, because those are proceeds going on to worthy causes. We had Northrop Grumman do Armed Forces night last year, and their 501(c) was still serving veterans. So that's just one example, and we want to keep doing things like that because we know how important the military is to our community.
Always a pleasure. Josh Carey has been our guest. Josh, I appreciate you so much, man. We'll look forward to keeping it going here. We're getting closer and closer. 2 weeks from tomorrow for opening day in the majors, and then right quick after that, 4 days later, 4 days later, something like that, Trash Pandas open up in Birmingham. It's going to be pretty cool.
That's right. April 8th at Birmingham and April 12th at Toyota Field against Pensacola. Can't wait.
Also, the next day after opening day in Birmingham, and then 5 days later, home opener at Toyota Field. Good stuff, man. All right, appreciate you.
Thanks, partner.
Thank you. All right, let's get a break. When we come back, we'll tell you what to watch on TV tonight and also these rules. I might save it for tomorrow. I might get into it next. We'll see. Phone lines are open as well. If you want to jump in, you can do that. 576-4977. We'll get you into the show as well on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Outdoor season is coming. Can't wait.
Here at Brooks & Collier, neither can we. Outdoor season is also grilling season.
And we have plenty of grills and smokers in stock. From Traeger, Blaze, and Big Green Egg.
There's the greenhouse. New indoor items and home furnishings as well.
Whatever it takes. Browse over 2 acres of furnishings. Can't wait.
How about you? North Alabama's indoor and outdoor living headquarters for over 75 years.
813 Meridian Street and at brooksandcollier.com.
This is Wes Neighbors with Philip with Eagle Insulation, and we have an announcement to make.
Yes, Wes, we are now Eagle Masonry and Insulation. We're still a place to call for your insulation needs, but now we offer masonry services.
What kind of masonry projects can you handle?
Wes, no job is too big, no job is too small. We can do renovations, new construction, outdoor fireplaces, fire pits, brick landscape borders.
Well, when you came out to my house, you did both the insulation and masonry at the same time. You guys did rock for me, you did brick for me, and you insulated my house. That's usually done at the same time that you're building a house.
Absolutely. It really capitalizes on two services you need at the same time, and you can get one company to handle both of those.
Philip with Eagle Insulation will come out, do your installation. He'll do your masonry. They do a great job. They guarantee your work. Check out more online at insulatedwitheagle.com and schedule your free examination today. 256-755-1556.
Thanks, Wes.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. You know, you'll hear people say we're like a family, but here at the Lackey Law Firm, that's really true, not just a saying.
I'm Justin Lackey. With my father and my sister, we have a special connection to each other.
I'm Jennifer Lackey. At the Lackey Law Firm, when we take on your case, you become part of our family. You really do.
And we'll always do whatever it takes to get everything you deserve.
If you're injured, you worry about getting well, not about paperwork or insurance companies or figuring out how to get to your lawyer's office. I'll come to you.
We worry about your case so you don't have to.
When you've been injured, we know that your case is probably the biggest thing going on in your life. More important than almost anything else.
And it's important to us too, for one simple reason. Family takes care of each other, and at the Lackey Law Firm, we'll take care of you.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family.
The later part of the afternoon, temperatures climbing into the low and mid 60s, dropping into the lower 40s as we head into the overnight. A partly sunny sky for your Thursday, temperatures climbing into the low and mid 60s once again, and then dropping into the lower 40s as we head into the overnight. A partly sunny sky for your Friday, and isolated showers possible, most of us going to stay dry. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
When we say local, we mean local, not Birmingham.
Loser.
We are the only sports talk station in Huntsville. It's all right here. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You've got a magical glow.
So I'm going to watch it on TV.
The game's on. Oh, I almost forgot. I'll be right there.
We like sports and we don't care who knows. From shooting hoops to the Super Bowl. We like sports and we don't care who knows.
Football, tennis, hockey, golf.
The game is starting. Everyone is here. I got my snacks, my friends, and a beer.
So I'm going to watch it on TV.
Are you ready for the football? A Monday night party!
So I'm going to watch it on TV. So I'm going to watch it on TV.
What to watch on TV tonight is brought to you by Audio Insight. Dave Bond and his crew at Audio Insight, they're standing by to do a job for you. It doesn't matter how big or small it is, they can get it done. Doesn't matter if it's business or if it's residential, they can get it done. Doesn't matter if it's a new build home that you want wired up for sound, they can get that done as well, or if it's a retrofit deal, they can get that done too. They got a showroom at 1229 Putman Drive right off of Jordan Lane, and you can go check out some of their products there, or just go to audio-insight.com. Learn more at audio-insight.com. How about this? Let's go a little different today for what to watch on TV tonight. We'll do what to watch on TV today, because coming up immediately after the show, the Tampa Bay Rays and the Atlanta Braves in spring training baseball from Florida is coming up on the MLB Network, followed by the Oakland Athletics at the Chicago Cubs. So there you go. I mean, a little back-to-back. How about baseball afternoon? You can have a baseball afternoon with spring training, so you might want to check that out. All right, this just in. 13 minutes ago. The Miami Dolphins have sent 5 draft picks, a 2022 first-round pick, which is 29th overall, and a second-round pick, which is the 50th overall, and a fourth-round pick, as well as 4th and 6th round picks in the 2023 draft. 5 draft picks, 1, 2, and 3 this year, plus 4 and 6 next year's draft. They have sent that all to the Kansas City Chiefs for Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, who's going to get a big contract extension from the Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, who would be a free agency after this year. He'd be a free agent. I mean, he could have waited a year and got him in free agency maybe. But the Jets and the Dolphins both had trades in place for Hill, and the question was, where Hill wanted to become the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history. Tyreek Hill's deal is going to exceed Devontae Adams' deal. Think about this for a minute. You're talking about Jalen Waddle, who is the next Tyreek Hill, with the original Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle in the mix for Tua Tagovailoa, who also has now Teddy Bridgewater down there. That is one hell of a deal, I think. And if you're Tua Tagovailoa, you got to be feeling pretty good right now. They are going out of their way to surround that kid with some talent. They got 3-time Pro Bowler Terron Armstead yesterday from the Saints. They signed him in free agency. Armstead is great. I mean, when he's on the field, he's great. He's missed a third of the games that of his potential games in his career due to injury. But when he's in there, he doesn't allow a sack. So this Mike McDaniel guy, the little professor from the San Francisco 49ers, they are surrounding that off. Is up. I think he almost died or something. I don't know. I couldn't make out exactly what the porch dog was saying. But Underdog is up next. Underdog, welcome to the show. How are you?
Well, I'm still in the game. How you doing?
I'm good. Your brother called yesterday. We couldn't understand him. I don't know what he was on for a phone. But, he was trying to tell us something that you, had a bad deal at some point in time.
Yeah. I came down with stage 4 lung cancer.
Wow.
And, I was in the hospital for a month because something happened also with my heart, and they had to go in there and all this stuff. But I'm just now coming back from the Clearview Cancer Institute from having a treatment, and I just wanted to call and say, sorry I hadn't been in touch.
Well, that's a good reason to not be in touch. What's the outlook? What are they telling you?
Well, the PET scans and the CTs and all that stuff are coming back good, and I'm still taking treatments, but, I'm still in the game, so, I'm underdog, but I can pull it out.
All right, so I get confused. Are you the one that's a Tennessee fan, or are you the one that's the Alabama fan?
I'm going to make this real easy. I'm a Tennessee fan, hence my name is Underdog.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Well, you must be pretty happy with the news yesterday of that quarterback that they got a commitment out of Southern Cal.
I've been so. I was at the institute also yesterday, so I really hadn't heard anything.
Yeah, number 2 quarterback in the country behind Arch Manning. 5-star.
Yeah, I'm happy about that.
6'5", 200-pounder. I mean, he's a big boy.
That's fantastic.
All right, well, we're praying for you, man. We're going to keep you on our prayer list.
That.
All right. Appreciate you,
brother.
Underdog. Thanks. Underdog. It's a good dude right there. All right, coming up next is Chuck Oliver. I feel a lot better about today's show than yesterday's show. Hope you did too. Chuck Oliver is next, Paul Feinbaum, and then you can catch the drive with Wes and Steve, all right here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.